Hello Flosstube, my name is Kristen and this is a channel about cross stitch, and today is a Wednesday, April 3rd, so this is my monthly update for March. And I just want to say thank you to returning viewers and new subscribers. I had a few last month, so that was fun to see. And before I get on to anything else, what I just want to go over is I picked a new winner for my Christmas giveaway that I did a few months ago. And just to refresh your memory, this was the giveaway. It was a little bit of a little bundle of some Heart and Hand, Wee Snowman, and the I Love Christmas Mill Hill Kit. So we now have a new winner, Kitmar1667. See if you can get me your information. I would love to send that out to you. And thank you. So as you can see, I am still using my phone because my little old grumpy tablet I'm just basically giving up on. So I'm going to do the best I can. I should probably just steal my husband's tablet and use that, but I just... So back to stitching. So I think March was fairly decent. I did work on 6 projects. 7 projects. One which was unexpected. I actually did a really small start and finish in the middle of the month there, which I didn't expect to do, but something made me cranky, and I just decided to pull out something small and get something done to make me feel like I've accomplished something. So I'm just going to get right to it. Oh, you know what I did find too, though? I was looking through my files on the computer, and I have a lot of charts that are just on the computer. I don't have them kitted up or anything. But I forgot about this one, and I can't believe I forgot about this one. This is Artisy's Mini Rainbow Dragon 3, and I don't remember buying it. I think they must have had it for free at some point. And I looked up my floss list. I have almost everything I need already in my CXC stash. And then I did actually try to dye, because I figured I would just do it on black and just save me some time doing the black stitches. I didn't have anything in black that was big enough. Yeah, I think I have a 14 count piece of Ada, but I wanted to do it on 18 count. So I took a piece of 18 count ivory or off-white. I dyed it twice. I know it's sometimes I've never tried to dye black, and I heard it was a little tricky. I don't know if that's gonna, I mean, it looks black on camera, but if the light hits it, you can see there are a couple of small little, mottled spots, but I think I'm going to use it anyway. So that was kind of a fun little surprise that I forgot that I had that. So that's like it. I don't have any haul or anything because I've been really good about not buying stuff. So I'm going to go through what I worked on in March. And the first thing that I worked on was my Carl chart. Artwork by, wait a minute, Scott Spillman. Sorry. This is the one that I charted myself, and I did actually get his permission to do so. He was super nice about it and actually sent me the PDF, so it was much easier. I was going to try to take a picture of a picture, and so I did this on Threadbare. So I did have to pay. Threadbare's not free. But I first tried to do it on Pictopat and then on Flosscross, but Threadbare did have a lot more places and buttons and things that you could try to like neaten it up and make it less pixelated, and I don't know all the terminology. And I think it came out pretty good. It's just going to be really big. So I did 452 stitches, 28 count, 1/1 on Easy Guide, bringing me up to a whopping 0.33%. And I did do a center start on this. Oof, this thing's a big one. I'm still not sure what I was thinking. Well, I know what I was thinking. I wanted to do something Walking Dead related and fun and something I'd give my kid eventually. So, I didn't show you where I was. Sleepy. So that's where I was. That should help me figure out which way to show it to you. Not that it really matters, but so that's where I am. I like the charting though. The program is pretty cool. It's not confetti heavy or anything crazy, which is nice. I get tired of I only use one needle at a time, and I just get tired of changing thread colors really quickly. And then I think I only worked on Carl for 4 days, and then another 4 days on my Ink Circles Elemental Dragon Earth. And this is where I was when I last had it out. So I had done the center motif, and I had just started to sneak out to the side a little bit. And this is what it will look like someday. I have all 4 of them, and I have 3 of them started. I have not started water yet. And this, I'm doing all of these on 18 count. This is Jade by Picture This Plus, and I am using Weeks Dye Works Onyx. So I did get a good chunk. I'm pretty sure I'm at the top corner. I am at the top corner. It's the same direction I ended up going to with fire, which I'm going to show you because I'm going to work on fire next month. So I got a good chunk done. I got 776 stitches done, and that brought me up to 29.63%. Oh, no. And you know what? I'm just going to kind of leave him out because I'm going to need to show him later. And then I pulled out my Alien by Charting Creations. That's what he's going to look like. And I'm doing him, this is 28 count, and I'm doing 2/1 half cross. And that's where I was. I honestly don't remember what I did. I think, let me make it bigger. I think I worked in this area. I'm not totally sure. But on this one, I did 652 stitches. I worked on only 2 days, so that wasn't too bad for me for 2 days. This one I had bought as a kit from Charting Creations. So yeah, I did. I filled in a bunch of this stuff up there. And then I think I know I came down in here somewhere to just try to get some. I like to do a little confetti, a little solid stuff. I bought this, I think I ordered this kit in 2020. So like everything that year was hard to get and delayed, and it took a while, but it was worth it because the kit's really nice. Then I didn't do very much on this one. I think I might have only worked on it for 1 day. I'm not really sure what happened to me, but this is Dusky Stitches Hobbit Door. I'm stitching this one on an Aida as well, and I'd have to check. I'm not exactly sure what the count is, but it's on a fabric flare fabric, and I swapped out the blacks and grays to browns and tans. I only did 134 stitches, so that I'm only 4.9% done. I'm not sure why I don't. I mean I like it, and I want to finish it, but I'm just not digging it. And I think it might be because I don't super love Markup RXP, and I am using that for this one. I just find it not to be quite as user friendly as Pattern Keeper, but I'm going to stick to it because I think it will be cool when I'm done. And then this is the one that I did super quick. This was As You Wish. I think I've shown this in my kit parade before. It's just a super small chart, and it was by Geeky Stitches. And I had some leftover charcoal Lugana, and I did 2/2, and it called for gold, but if this is a Princess Bride chart, and I did it in the gold, but then I just thought it would be neat to pull out. Princess Buttercup wears this reddish dress for most of the movie, and I thought that matched the dress pretty good, so just felt good to get something done. I don't get finishes very often. Then I worked on my mini chatelaine. This is Chatelaine Mini Mandala 1, and I used 32 count navy linen, and I'm using a combination of CXC and DMC flosses. And I worked on this one for like 4 days. Well, let me just show it to you. So that's what it will look like. And I don't know if all chatelaines are done this way, but it's done in parts. So I thought I was done with part 1. And then I took it out the other night and I realized I'm not quite done with part 1. Let me show you where I was. And I bought the bead pack from European Cross Stitch. And I know that when I bought it, because I was excited to get it, was the first bead pack I'd bought from them, that I went through the little tubes. I didn't count all the little beads, but I counted, like I made sure there was like 1 cube, that's the centerpiece, and then some of the bicones, I think they're called. And I know that I had them. And then it's been so long since I've touched it. I got, like I said, what I thought was all done with part 1, and I wanted to do that piece last. I could not find that cube. I couldn't find it. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and I tried to find something, and then anyway. But I did eventually find it. It was in one of the other little tubes with I'm not sure how I missed it because I checked them all, but anyway, at least I found it. So this is where I was when I last did it. I hadn't done any of the backs. I did a little bit of back stitching on these little outer pieces. So I back stitched that, and I did all the beads, and there was some more stitches up to the sides there. And I thought I was done. And I had it out last night. So I was showing my son because I was happy that I found the center cube. I don't know if you can see that. So these little sections here, there's a bead that goes in there, and this is supposed to be back stitched. So I'm not quite done, but I'm close on that center part 1. Kind of see the sparkle. It's coming out okay. I mean, these are diamond eyelets. I called them something else when I pulled it out last time. Some of those are funky because I've never done them before. So this is like my practice chatelaine, trying to get some of those specialty stitches down pat so that when I do my full-size one, I will know what I'm doing. And then the last thing that I worked on was my John Shannon Night Day. Mini day night. Sorry, I have also the night day, but this is mini day night. This is the one full coverage I work on a little bit every month. And I think I just kind of followed where I was at last month. I did a little bit more in here, and I started to fill in a little bit more of the wooden moon section, and then I worked a little bit more in there. So the last time you guys saw it, I'm going to have to get it tapped again. This is where I was. So I'm pretty sure I filled in a little bit of this section, and then a little bit of that, like I said, that wooden piece. And I did 574 stitches on this, which brings me up to 21.07%. And I worked on this one for 4-ish days. And I am doing this 1/1 on 25 count. See, I did fill in some of this area, and then I got, I think, this whole section of blue done, and a little bit here. He's coming along. I think for April I am going to work on him. I did take 1 month off of him, stitching on him. I can't remember why. And I'm going to show you fire. So this is the stuff I'm going to work on next month. Because I was kind of playing around with, and I was pulling out things that I wanted to work on next month. I was kind of toying with the idea of doing like I should just do like a month where I stitch on all my dragons, or a month where I stitch on, I don't know, all my Lord of the Rings stuff, or, you know, maybe do kind of like a theme thing. But I already had a list of what I was going to do for April, so I think I'm just going to stick with it. And I might have picked more than I should have, but usually this is one. And then I haven't taken this one out for a while, so I'm going to work on my, that's not it. Hold on a second. That is air. Where's my fire? I actually have this one as a paper chart. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. Right, so this is Ink Circles Fire. A little bit closer. was the first one that I started. And like I said earlier, I'm doing these all on 18 count. This is on Picture This Plus. This is the fabric. I don't love this fabric. Earthen. And I'm using Weeks Dye Works Brick. It would be nice to be, I don't know if I can, I would love to get myself to halfway done on that. I do have off a little bit of time this month, which my vacation, kind of a vacation, is really going to be more getting some painting done, and I have some interior painting to do and some organizing, so it's not really going to be a super fun vacation, but I might try to give myself a little time to get some extra stitching done. You know what? I'm super tempted to work on this one. This is the only one I haven't started yet. Is water, and I have everything for it. But I don't know. I don't know. And then I actually, so my husband got me, Cary Elwes is an actor, and he was in The Princess Bride. And he was one of the main characters, and he wrote a book about his experiences, and it was called As You Wish, which is part of why I ended up pulling that out and finishing that. But I also had a chart that is the, let's see if I can say this so it makes sense, the cover of the first edition of the book. And so that is what the first edition of that book looks like, which if you have it, you're lucky because they go for a lot of money. So I also had almost everything I needed to stitch that. So I did more dyeing, and I figured I would dye fabric the red color and not do any of that. And then just, I'm doing a center, so I did. I started it. This is the first one I'm going to work on in April, and I started it last night, so I'm right about there. So I may just bang out some of this green and then move on to a different project. So it's on my Q-snap because I just started it, and I don't know how many stitches this is because I haven't really been keeping track. So it has a little modeling to it, but I think that that color came pretty close to the color on the chart. And that is what I've done so far. I'm going to keep working on that for a couple of days. It looks very Christmassy with that graham guard on there. And then I'm also going to start my Firefly Fairies by Lavender and Lace. This is what they look like. I'm going to show you the fabric. The fabric I think is really cool. And so the directions tell you how to bleach and do the starburst part. I'm not doing that for a couple reasons. One, I would probably ruin my fabric, and I wouldn't dare. And two, there's like wands and beads in here that I feel like just kind of gets lost in that. So I decided to do more of a dark fabric that starts gray and works its way up to black, which is, I don't think I don't have the tag right available, but this is a 28 count linen called Amazing Grays from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And it's pretty long. I mean, I definitely have some extra. I have to just figure out where I want to start them. The cool thing is, as I got a working copy, and this I can show you because the chart's not on it. And it was funny because I bought this secondhand, and I didn't realize that the original owner there's a little section on this back side where you could chart new conversion colors, which she had done, and I'm doing it as charted, but I am curious. I have to pull out some of the stitches. I'd love to see what color she picked. But the cool thing is that it's got the cutout for the fairies. So I think it was put on here so that you could place it with the starburst, but I'm going to cut that out and help me place it on my fabric just so I can, because I do want to see the gradient. I think I'm going to put, like, the gray goes up a little higher on one side. So I think I'm going to put the darker blue fairy on that section and then see how we do. So I might start that one while I'm off, just because I have to put a little bit more effort and thought into where I'm going to place them. So that'll be fun. And I'm losing space here. I'm also going to work on my alien tracker from Stitch Fusion. It's just a fun one. I think I did some border in a big chunk of one of the aliens last time. I haven't worked on the actual tracker thing in a while. This is also on 18 count. Ada from Picture This Plus. I don't have the tag on here. I think it's Shale. If I'm wrong, I'll put the right color in the description box. Yeah, I think what I did is I just wanted to get the border done and matched. And then while I was over here, I started working on that alien. So I might just try to finish that alien, which doesn't really look like it would be. I think I just have to fill in his leg. And then maybe I'll come over here and finish this one. And then I'll get back. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just whatever floats my boat when I get to that point. And I'm going to work on my Mirabilia's The Kiss, which I did get a good chunk of them done last time I took it out. And I'm doing them colors as charted on the fabric that was recommended. The only thing different is I've got some Delica beads instead of the Mill Hills when I get to that point. I believe last time I worked mostly on the vase like this. Which side is it? I think it was this vase area. I'm pretty sure I got most of that done. I did all of this last time. I like the feel of this fabric. I know I keep saying it every time I take it out. I mean, it's just a linen, but it's just got some kind of a nicer texture to it. And then I'm also going to take out, and I haven't worked on this since November or December. This is Joan Elliott's Madonna and Child, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to not, excuse me, I think I'm going to not stitch the halos. I think I'm just going to wait and see what happens with the birds and the greenery. The greenery might blend into the fabric. This is another Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers fabric. This one is After the Rain, and it is Lugana, and it's hand painted. And I got plain, I didn't get opal, because it does come with some beads too. Again, I might not do the beads, because I just feel like I want to keep them simple. Oops, rah. And get it the right way. I think the fabric's just, so I tried to place them so that her head's going to come like right under the leaves, and I think the baby just going to come this way. And you can see there's a couple of falling leaves here and there. I'm excited to see how this keeps turning out. And I'm just looking at my list. I think I covered everything. Nothing too terribly long for you guys, was it? So, yeah, I mean, you guys always let me know what you think if you want me to do like a theme, a couple of months of theme. I do have to do another new start in May, which I'm going to talk about it because I don't think my husband, if he watches these, I doubt he watches it all the way to the end. But he's got a milestone birthday coming up in November. So I've showed it as part of a kit parade. I have a chart I want to do for him, and I want to start it in May because his birthday's in November, and so I'm hoping that's enough time to finish it and then frame it. It doesn't look like it's particularly big. Anyway, that's going to be my new start for May, so I don't really want to start. If I start the fairies, and I've started this Princess Bride one, that's enough new for now for me. The stack of whips is getting longer and longer. There's just so much I want to stitch, and I don't know. I feel like sometimes I just want to just start them all, but I'm trying to contain myself. So that is my update. And like I said, I hope that winner gets their information to me so I can ship that out. And I hope everybody stays safe. We have I don't know if I mentioned it earlier because I did the start of this video twice. And we have a really big, huge snowstorm coming, which is not super unusual for northern New England for April, but we just had a foot of snow last week, so and it all melted, and now we're gonna have another foot of snow. So, hey, anybody, stay safe and take care, and I will see you next month.